Oh, Stella figured it out. She just did it.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 6 p.m. Hello, Stella. How are you? Stella's been taking a nap all day. That's what the cats have been doing recently. Here's Simba. Simba's been taking a nap on the bed. And here's Boo. Boo's sleeping in one of the cat towers today. You want some pets, Boo? You want some pets, Boo? So one other thing that I did the other day that I thought might be contributing to Boo's over-grooming is I scrubbed out all the litter boxes and I refilled them with clean, fresh litter. And I think that's helping. I think that made a difference with him. I feel like he's grooming himself less since I did that. You know, Boo likes things a particular way, and he's very sensitive. I think that's where Splash gets his sensitivity from. I think he gets it from Boo, because Boo can be very sensitive, just in different ways. So that's what I noticed, because, you know, in the warm months, I'll normally take the litter boxes outside once a month and give them a good scrub down and then a hose down, and it's really easy to do that. But this winter has been so bad, and with all the snow, I've kind of been putting it off. So it was a little bit longer than a month since I had like really scrubbed them down. Obviously I scoop them out on a daily basis and I refill them with new litter every week. Usually like once a week I'll put a whole bunch of new litter in there. But as far as like really giving them a good scrub down, it's probably been maybe 2 months since I've done that, which is too long. You really need to do that at least once a month. So I did that, and I think that's making a difference with Boo and his over-grooming, so we shall see. It certainly hasn't gotten much worse than it was. Visibly, it hasn't gotten much better either. But as far as like seeing Boo grooming himself, I don't remember seeing him grooming himself as much over the past few days. Right, Boo? How are you, Boo? Boo loves getting pets. Boo, you love getting pets? He says yes. Hey, Boo. Yeah, see? Boo rubs up against my hand when he wants pets. Watch, let's see. Let me move my hand over and let's watch what Boo does, okay? All right, Boo, let me get up. Okay, I'm gonna let me put my hand over here. I'll put my hand here. You want pets? See? Yep. Okay, Boo. I'll give you some pets. Here's Hydrox and Ditto. They're hanging out by the back door. I just opened the door a few minutes ago, and they want some food, so I'm going to give them some food before it gets really dark. The sun just went down a few minutes ago. I just gave Hydrox and Ditto a plate of food, so they're splitting a can of the Wholehearted. I think it's chicken and turkey, and I mixed in some water, and I also gave them some herbs. Some immunity boosting herbs. The reason why I put herbs in the food for the cats is because I advocate and practice natural health. I don't talk about it very much on this channel anymore because of what's been going on over the past year, and many people who advocate and practice natural health are being canceled and they're being censored. So to avoid that, I have not been talking about that nearly as much as I have in the past. But for anyone who is new watching these videos, that is why I put herbs in their food, and that's also why I do make raw food for the cats. So yesterday for dinner, Ditto and Hydrox had some homemade raw food. Today they're having some canned food. The inside cats are going to have some commercial raw food. I've been kind of rotating the meals for the inside cats. Sometimes they have homemade raw, sometimes they have commercial raw. I do have to make more homemade raw food, probably, I don't know, maybe this weekend or in about a week. So that'll be good. And there's Ditto. He's just kind of waiting. I don't know what he's waiting for. Boo! Boo! That's not a scratching post. Good morning, Boo. How are you today? Boo slept on the chair he was just trying to scratch all night. Sometimes he thinks it's just a giant cat bed. But I know the real reason why he likes it. He likes that chair because it has the best view of the television, right, Boo? And the only people in this house who watch television are the cats. Right, Boo? It's always nature videos. Nature videos, right? We like watching chipmunks and squirrels and birds. Right, Boo? Which is your favorite? Is your favorite the squirrels? Is your favorite the birds? Is your favorite the chipmunks? Boo, do you like watching chipmunks? Boo says yes, chipmunks are his favorite. He says he loves them so much, they make him want to scratch on his arch. Good morning, Simba. How are you today? This is where Simba slept. This is Simba's favorite place to sleep lately. He likes to look out this window so he could see everything that goes on in the neighborhood. Right, Simba? Good morning. Simba's so fluffy. You're such a fluffy cat, Simba. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Simba. Today the weather's supposed to get nicer. It's supposed to be a little bit warmer out today, Simba. Let's hope the sun stays out and let's hope it stays warm. Good morning, Stella. Stella's watching the patio. She doesn't see any activity on the patio right now. She's been here all morning. She's also watching birds. There's some birds eating food out of the feeder. It's about 9 a.m. right now, and Stella is sitting next to this crunchy dispenser. The cats still have not figured out how to get crunchies out of it. Like, they know where the crunchies come from, but they haven't figured out how to press the lever yet. I don't know if it's because they're not strong enough, but you know, when a cat hits you with their paw, they're pretty strong. But, you know. Stella hasn't figured out how... Oh. Uh-oh. What's that about, Stella? What's that about, Stella? So yesterday, I did the same thing. And a crunchie came out, and Boo was sitting on one side, and Simba was sitting on the other side. And Simba wanted to eat the crunchie, but Boo was like, no, that's my crunchie. So then Simba went back to where he was sitting, and then Boo was walking, like if Simba was sitting here, Boo was like here. He was just kind of looking for more crunchies, and Simba smacked him so hard Simba was like mad at him, so Boo backed away. He didn't start anything. So there's a lot of disagreements about this crunchy dispenser. I thought it was going to solve disagreements because there's three dispensing areas, but for some reason Stella doesn't know how to push it. Here, look. Stella, push it down. Push it down. Here, see? Push it. Push it down with your paw. Push it down with your paw. There. Push it with your paw. Push it with your paw. With your paw. Take your paw and push it. Push it down with your paw. Right here. We're gonna learn. Ready? Here, look. Look. Stella. Come on, look. You want crunchies? I'll teach you. Look. Simba. I teach you how to do crunchies with your paw. Put your paw on the crunchies. Ooh, you got him. Good job, Simba. Here, right here. You got it. You got it, Simba. Do it again. Do it again. Here, do it again. Here, put it on here. Right here. Put your paw on it. He's tucking his paw underneath him. You don't want to put your paw? Come on. Come on. You get the crunchies. He's purring. And use your back paw? No, we can't get the back paw in there, can we? Here. Simba. Here. Look. What's the matter, Simba? You don't want to even try? You don't want to even try, you just want to be served? Simba says he just wants to be served. Don't you want to get your own crunchies? Don't you want to get your own crunchies? They're right next to you. They're right next to you. You just have to press the button. Just press the button. Press the lever. You can do it. You can do it, Simba. Simba, you won't get in trouble. You won't get in trouble. You're perfectly allowed to get your own crunchies out of this dispenser. You know that, Simba, right? Here. Get your own crunchies out. Get your own crunchies out. Give me a paw. Put the paw on there. Put your paw on there. You refuse? Simba says he refuses. Oh, Stella figured it out. She just did it. Stella just did it. Oh my gosh. The thing is she going to remember how to do it? Is she going to do it again? Can she do it twice? Stella, get more crunchies. You could do it. Okay, Stella, can you do it? Boo, are you going to move from this chair at all? Boo has been laying on this chair all morning. He does not want to move. Boo, you want breakfast? You want to eat some food? You want to play? You want to play? Want your dragonfly? I just opened up Hydrox's shelter to change the training pad that's on it, but I don't think I'm going to change it because it does not look as dirty in person as it does on the live stream. Sometimes it's hard to tell from the live stream. But I did want to post an update that, you know, it's been several days since I've opened up this shelter, and Hydrox has not used it as a litter box at all. Here's the shelter that Ditto has been staying in, and I just took the roof off and I just lifted this K&H heated cat house out, and the front of it comes off with Velcro. And I took one of these training pads and I totally wrapped up the heated pet mat, and hopefully since it's a bigger training pad, and it wraps around the heated pet mat. When I put the front back on, and when Ditto goes in, he's not going to be able to get this training pad out, and it will protect the heated pet mat. So we'll see what happens there. And it looks like the top of the shelter just broke or just got bent, so I'm going to just have to see about repairing this. I put the roof back on, and this top piece, it's in here. It's kind of wobbly, but for now it should be good enough. It's not affecting the heated cat house inside of it. However, we do have a winter casualty, and that would be Hank. This is what's going on with Hank. He's now in 2 pieces. His colors have faded a lot, and his feet broke off, so I am going to dispose of Hank. Thank you, Hank. You've been a great friend to Hydrox and Ditto. The reason why I am going to dispose of him, I don't know if you could see it, but there's a whole bunch of bugs that have made their home in there, so he must have been cracked for a while. And there's also a bunch of bugs that have made a hole in there, so I'm not going to clean him out. I'm just going to get rid of him. It's about 2:20 p.m. and here's Hydrox. He's laying in the sun on a bed of leaves. He's getting some good sleep because I don't think he's been sleeping well at night since the issue with the raccoon. So last night, I know he was out of his shelter for a while. I think he spent some time in Ditto's shelter. He might have been walking around also, but I don't think he's really sleeping well at night anymore. I think he's mostly on guard at night. So I'm happy. He is very happy right now. He's all stretched out here in the sun. He knows it's a safe spot, and it feels really good to be laying in the sun today because it feels like we have not seen the sun in a very, very long time. And I'm outside without a jacket. I just have like a sweatshirt on, and I feel totally fine with just a sweatshirt. And the temperature's in the 50s, but the sun is really warm. So there's Hydrox, and above him, I don't know if you could see it, but there is like a wooden bench. And the bench does have slats on top of it, but it does offer, you know, quite a bit of protection. And then above the bench is where I have some solar panels set up. Look at Hydrox. Now he's really comfortable. Now he's like showing his belly. Now these are 2 100-watt solar panels, and Grandpa Farrell helped by making a framework for them. And I have these charging 2 portable solar generators. I have a 500-watt power bank and a 300-watt power bank, so they charge up about 800 watts. I alternate those, so sometimes it's charging 500, sometimes it's charging 300. The reason why I do that is because it's really interesting to learn about solar energy, and it's like entry-level solar energy. My plan is to get a bigger solar power station, which the next size up would be about 1,000 watts. And the power banks that I have, even though they're small, they charge all of my mobile devices, my phones, my tablets, all my chargers for my cameras. Sometimes they charge up my laptops. I can charge up lights, like I have USB lights. They charge up all of my portable power banks, like the smaller portable power banks that you can throw in your purse and then use, you know, if you're traveling. And they also power some kitchen appliances, but what they've done is made me more conscious of the power I am using. So for example, I used to have 60-watt light bulbs pretty much all throughout the house, and then I think I was in Michael's, they had a bunch of LED bulbs on clearance, and the good LED bulbs that have like filaments in them, and they were like, I think they were $1.49 a bulb. So I ended up replacing almost every light bulb in the house, going from 60 watts down to 4 watts. So that really adds up as far as savings. So it's little things like that that add up over time, more so than just saving 800 watts of power a day from these solar panels. So over the course of the past year, by making small changes, I've reduced my electric bill by at least 25%. I don't think I could get my electric bill any lower than I have it now because I am working from home and because I have like so many computers and tech gear going and stuff like that. But this is why Hydrox has dirty fur. Some people say that, his fur's not white, it's really dirty. This is why, because he lays in the dirt, but look how happy he is. He is so happy right now. And here's Ditto. He's hanging out in the sun on the walkway. He was hanging out on the driveway before, but then he got a little bit spooked when I went to put something in the garbage can. So he's just really happy here. I found some packing paper in a box I received today, and I just put the box out for recycling, but I decided to give the cats the packing paper. Simba's been enjoying it, and Boo just laid down next to Simba on it, so we'll see what happens. And there's Stella. Can you see her in the scratch and roll back there? She's sitting there waiting for that little crunchy feeder to dispense her some crunchies. Oh, now she's gonna move. Where's she gonna go? She's gonna sit on the paper also? Okay. She's gonna take the very end of the paper. 3 cats on the paper. I'm gonna go finish doing what I was doing. I just wanted to put a camera on because I heard them playing with it. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I put the camera on and now no one wants to play. They just want to relax. Also, they're watching bird videos on the TV.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
Hello, Ditto. How are you? You gonna use your shelter? You gonna use your shelter?
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It's about 9 a.m. right now, and I just walked past the living room, and Boo is so close to figuring this out. Look, look! He knows where to put his paws. He just doesn't understand you have to press down on it. Well, hopefully cats have enough strength to press down on it. I mean, we saw Stella do it when she was swatting at something. He's spinning it. Move over, Boo, so we could see. I just gave you some. So at least we know that cats are strong enough to use this feeder. They just need to figure it out. And so far, Boo is the closest. I mean, he already did. He got some food out of it. He just needs to, do that consistently to continue to get food out of it if he wants more food. Boo says he did a lot of learning this morning and he's a little bit tired, so he's going to relax now. Right, Boo? Boo says it's good to learn new things. It is 4:54 p.m. and I put some food out for Hydrox and Ditto, so they're each getting half of a can of the Whole Earth Farms turkey pate. And then I have some boiled chicken. I made chicken soup yesterday, so I put some shredded boiled chicken on top of their food because I thought they would like it. None of the inside cats like roasted chicken or boiled chicken. They're just really weird for cats. So that's why I put that outside when I have it. And Ditto is enjoying it right now. And hopefully Hydrox will come and eat. It's about 10:30 a.m. right now, and we all slept late today. We slept in. It was very nice. It's a rainy day, so it's a good day to do that. And I have been brushing the cats. I've been brushing the cats a lot the past few days because shedding season is starting. Some people think it doesn't start until spring, but around here it has already started. I think it's connected to daylight, and when the days are starting to get longer, the cats start shedding more. And I cannot believe how much loose fur or loose cat hair that I've been getting off of Simba. Yesterday alone, it was 3 brushes full. Look at this. I've only been brushing him since, I turned the camera on. There's a lot of hair coming off of Simba. Some people get upset if I call it fur, other people when I call it hair, so call it whatever you want, you know what I mean. They have Simba has a beautiful fur coat. And, if I see cat hair on a chair, I'm not going to be like, look at all that cat fur on the chair. I'm going to call it cat hair. Usually I refer to it as cat hair when it is not attached to their bodies anymore. And when it is attached to their bodies, then I usually refer to it as their fur, because it is their fur. Right? So here we have a loaded brush full of cat hair. I'm going to empty this out. I could probably get 2 or 3 more of these out of Simba today. Simba says he doesn't appreciate people calling him thick or chonky because he's neither. He just has the most beautiful, thick, lush fur coat that any cat has ever had, because not only does he get a raw food diet, but he also gets dried fish. He's the dried fish eater, and he says that makes all the difference. He says that's why he doesn't have itchy skin or itchy fur, and Boo has been itchy lately because Boo does not eat enough dried fish. I just emptied the brush out, so we are going for round 2. Okay, Simba, how many brushfuls of cat hair are we gonna get? Simba says he loves it. He says he's ready to get rid of his winter coat. He is so ready for spring to get here. And the warmer weather, even though it stays warm in the house, he likes it when all the windows are open and there's like cross breezes from room to room. Some people never open their windows. It's always good to open your windows and get fresh air in your house, even in the winter. Even in the winter, we open the windows, right, Simba? Right. He loves to smell the air and see what's going on outside. Cats can tell a lot about what's going on outside by smelling the outside air. Keep going? Okay. Simba says keep going. You're okay. Someone is scratching on a cat tower in the other room. You're okay, Simba. Simba, you have beautiful fur. You know, your mother thinks you have beautiful fur. Stella hates it whenever you wear costumes or clothes because she says it hides your beautiful fur. Yep, that's right, Simba. That's right, Simba. That's right. She's very proud of your fur. She actually wishes she had fur like yours because she does have fur like yours, but you know, she's a lot of white. And she said she would love to be a full tabby like you are. Because you're fierce, right, Simba? You are fierce. It's full, it's full. Look at all that. Look at all the cat hair in the brush, Simba. Look at all of your fur in the brush. So much. Okay. I'll empty this one and we'll do another one, okay? Empty it. Okay, you'll wait. Okay. I'm back with the brush again and we're gonna go for round 3. And Simba would like everyone to know that in the winter, cats get fur coats. They grow fur coats. And their fur coats in the winter are thicker than their fur coats in the summer. And that's assuming that they're eating, you know, a good diet and getting plenty of rest, right, Simba? And when they do, their bodies make beautiful fur coats for them in the winter. Beautiful, heavy winter coats. And that's what Simba has. And then in the springtime, when it is shedding season, they shed their winter coats and they get their lighter summer coats. Simba says it's very important to talk about this because a lot of people that don't have cats or that are new to having cats, they don't know this. They don't understand this. So we got about 2.5 brushes full of cat hair off of Simba and he says he's done. Simba says he's had enough brushing today. He doesn't want to go bald. Okay, Simba. Okay, Boo, you're next. So Boo, on the other hand, has very different fur than Simba does. And he's not really shedding very much because his fur is not nearly as thick and fluffy as Simba's. Stella says she wants me to brush her now. Her fur, Stella's fur is similar to Simba's, but it's not as long, but it's more dense. So out of all the cats, Stella has the most dense fur. So it's like super thick and lush, but it's not as long. Stella, you're a pretty girl. Pretty girl, Stella, pretty. Stella always lets me know when she's had enough by getting angry at the brush. You're very pretty, Stella. You have beautiful fur. Are you losing your winter coat also? There's a lot of cat hair coming out of Stella. You done? That's how Stella says she's done. She's like, okay, enough. Or she might be like, slow down, slow down. Slow down. It's about 5:30 p.m. and I thought I would film an update on the outside shelters. So this is Ditto's shelter. It was Hydrox's last year. Ditto moved in this year. I put a new potty pad covering the heated pet mat the other day, and it's been fine. Hydrox has been using it mostly, and Ditto was just in there today. Just before I came outside, I noticed Ditto was in here, so I hope Ditto continues to use it, because it is nice to have Ditto in one shelter and then Hydrox in another shelter. When Hydrox is in this shelter, I think Ditto goes to wherever he was previously sheltering and uses that. Hello, Ditto. How are you? You gonna use your shelter? You gonna use your shelter? How you doing? Ditto's happy because today was a nice day. The forecast originally was rain all day, but it only rained in the morning, and then the rest of the day was actually really nice. So he can't wait until the weather gets warmer and the days get nicer. There's Hydrox and there's Boo. And when I came outside, Hydrox was hanging out on the side of the house underneath that bench behind the solar panels. It's where he likes to hang out. So I'm going to open his shelter now and replace one of the potty pads, just because he hasn't been using his shelter since the incident with the raccoon. He's been in there a few times, but he hasn't really stayed a whole night in there. So what I'm going to do is put a new potty pad in there, and I'm also going to spray it down with some pet remedy. Look at how awesome this is. There's actually some grass poking out from under the snow. This makes me so happy. Look at this patio. Look. Just a few days ago, this was a giant pile of snow, and now I could actually see the patio table. And look, I could see the top of the patio table. All of the snow has melted from the top of the patio table. I'm so ridiculously happy. And here's the automatic feral cat feeder, and look, the snow around it has melted also. Here's Hydrox's shelter with a brand new potty pad in it, and this is what I just sprayed it with. Some pet remedy, natural de-stress and calming, refillable mini spray. So this is not like catnip. It's not gonna make him like high or crazy or anything. It'll just keep him calm. It's almost like a fell-away spray. That just helps to calm the cats. So I sprayed it on the side of the shelter, and I also sprayed it on the roof of the shelter, where I thought the raccoon might have touched the roof or the wall, and I sprayed it with this, and this smells very earthy. It's like everyone has to hold their breath, the world has to stand still, and then Boo will eat his food.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
Hello, Boo. It's March 1st. It's about 11 a.m. Let me show you what Boo's looking at. There are 3 geese outside. These are the first geese of the season. March 1st, first geese of the season. I'm trying to remember if last year was earlier than this. I think last year I saw the first geese in February. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But usually when I see geese, Boo's hitting the camera. Usually when I see geese, usually when I see geese, it means spring is very close. We're only about 20 days away from spring. It's 12:25 p.m. and I'm defrosting about 10 pounds of frozen quail. And I also have a container of chicken hearts and chicken livers. This is about 1 pound container. Once this all defrosts, then I will be making some raw food for the cats later. I don't need it to totally defrost, just enough so that all of the birds can be separated and put through the grinder. It is about 9:15 a.m. right now, and this is some ant bait. This is the Taro liquid ant bait. I put this down last night before I went to bed. I came downstairs to just make sure all the lights are off and everything's cleaned up, and I saw some ants on the food plates where I fed the cats dinner. So it's really early for ants right now. It's like beginning of March 2nd as I film this. So I don't know where these are coming from. I'm assuming maybe there's a nest in the foundation of the house or in the wall or something. So I put out the ant bait, which is what you see on the plate, and they're all drinking it. And what they will do is they will take that back to their nest and it will kill the ants off. And that's the only way to get rid of them. I've tried all kinds of natural remedies in the past, and they don't kill off the ants. They might keep them away for a short amount of time, but the ants continue to multiply. And I found that this ant bait is the only thing that really, really works to get rid of them. So what it does is it attracts the ants, which you can see here, all those ants on that plate, they're all having a feast. And the ants come, they eat their fill of this ant bait, or they drink it, and then they take it back to their nest, and then it does its work, and it kills off the colony. So it's not pleasant to look at right now, but hopefully within a day or two, the majority of the ants will be gone. If not, all the ants will be gone. I'm just about to give the cats their breakfast. For breakfast today, they're having the brand new homemade raw food, which is 100% quail, except for the hearts and liver, which are chicken. I hope they like this. So one of the reasons why I wanted to try this is because quails are smaller birds, and they would be more biologically similar to the birds that the cats would eat outside. If they were to hunt birds, they would hunt smaller birds instead of like a whole chicken. So I always put 2 little bench and field treats on top of their food, which Simba's eating now. I'm surprised Stella walked away from her food. Usually she doesn't. Splash will. Whenever he is confronted with something new, he'll walk away from it. And Boo's sitting on the steps, so I'll move his over there. Simba really enjoyed his food. He ate almost all of it. Stella did not want to eat her food. I had to put some crunchies on it, like a crunchy bribe. Once I did that, then she started eating it. And Simba came over and he started eating with her, but then he went over to Splash's food. Here's Simba eating Splash's food. So I'm going to move this away because Simba, you already had yours. Here's Splash. He needs to eat his food, but it's something new. And this is what he does. So I'm going to have to put this aside. And then what's going to happen later is he's going to come meowing at me. That's what he does. He meows at me, meows at me, meows at me. Then I have to give him his food. Then he'll eat it later. This is what's going on with Boo. I've given him 2 crunchy bribes. And he wants to eat upstairs. And the problem is that the phone rang while I was giving the cats their food. And it didn't just ring a few times. It just kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing. And Boo is the kind of cat where if every condition is not just perfectly right for him, he's not going to eat. So that's why he did not eat, because he was interrupted by the phone ringing. And here's Simba, and Simba says he has no problem eating while phones are ringing, and he'll be happy to eat Boo's food if Boo does not want to eat it. Boo is very similar to Splash in that sometimes Boo does not want to eat right away. Sometimes he'll walk away from his food, but then if I give it to him in a few hours, then he'll eat it. Like, Boo wants to eat on his terms when he wants to eat. And the problem is I have cats here like Simba, Stella, and Splash that will eat Boo's food if he doesn't eat it. So if you only have one cat and they don't eat, it's fine. You just leave the food out, they'll go back and they'll eat it. If you have 2 cats, sometimes that's fine also, but sometimes the other cat will eat the food. When you have 4 cats, if one of the cats does not eat their food, it is guaranteed that one of the other cats will eat their food. So now here's Boo. He is actually starting to eat his food. Question is he only going to eat the crunchies, or will he eat the food that's underneath it? They should like this food. Boo loves quail. He has eaten entire quails. I gave him a whole quail once. He ate the entire thing, crunched through all the bones. So I know he likes quail. See what's going on here? So I went downstairs for like 1 minute to try to give Splash his food and to try to entice Splash to eat. I opened the crunchy jar and I put a few crunchies on it. Well, Boo heard me and he went running downstairs to try to get some crunchies, but I said this is Splash's food. And in the time that took for me to come back upstairs, Simba was already starting to eat Boo's food. Boo, eat your food. There he goes. Now he's eating it again. It's like everyone has to hold their breath. The world has to stand still. And then Boo will eat his food. It's 10:45 and I just opened the back door and I saw this. So I've had this round thermometer hung up on the side of their garage for several years now, and I'm able to just look out the back door and see what the temperature is, and it looks like the wind knocked it off the wall. So that's pretty crazy. It is in several pieces. I do have a new one here that I bought a few weeks ago. I just have not been able to hang it up because it does not fit on the same hook. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to be able to hang this up outside. It looks like the temperatures outside have gotten below freezing again because whatever liquid was on this plate has completely frozen. There's Boo. Hydrox is right outside, and there's Ditto. It's still very windy today. We had very strong winds last night, and we're supposed to have very strong winds all day today until the afternoon, till late in the afternoon, so it's not fun. I'm gonna put some food on a plate for Hydrox and Ditto, and then I have there's this really heavy chair that I have right there, and I'm gonna give them the food on a really big plate so I could put part of the plate underneath the leg of the chair, so that'll keep it from being blown away. Hydrox just rubbed up against the door. Boo's not too happy about Hydrox and Ditto. So since Ditto and Hydrox have been eating off of the same plate together, I took a large paper platter and I put both of their food on the platter, and then I kind of put it in two portions, as you see, and Hydrox went straight over to eat it. I don't know if they ate out of the feeder this morning, if they had a bunch of dry food, or what. This morning or last night, Simba and Splash got themselves into a box of packing peanuts. So I received an order of something that I ordered through the mail, and it arrived, and they pack it with these packing peanuts. And Simba and Splash have been having a good time with them. Hydrox ate all the food that was on the plate, so I'm gonna put some more food on it.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 10 a.m. and the cats had breakfast today, and here's Boo with his food because he did not want to eat it. This is the homemade raw food that I made the other day. It's quail, and for some reason he doesn't like it, so I have to try to bribe him. I put some treats on top of it and I put a few crunchies on top of it, and he just walked away because he's eating Splash's plate. So it seems that Splash is not a fan of this food either. So I fed him up here with Boo. And in order for Stella and Simba not to eat everything that's on both of these plates, I had to pick them up and put them in my bedroom with the door shut. So Stella and Simba are in there, the door shut so they can't eat everyone else's food. It looks like Boo is really enjoying Splash's food. Now, all the cats got the exact same food. So I don't understand why he's enjoying one plate better than another plate, but if he eats, that's fine. Hopefully Splash will come around and eat some food. Sometimes it takes them a while and then they want to eat. But again, when you have multiple cats and other cats are very happy to eat the food, it's a more difficult situation. I just opened the back door. Here's Hydrox, and him and Ditto were hanging out by the back door for probably the past hour or so. I looked out the window before and I saw them both hanging out around here. I actually saw them headbutt each other. It's so funny. Hydrox was standing on the patio and Ditto just walks up to him and the two of them literally headbutt each other. So it looks like they're going to be happy today because it's supposed to be sunny. It's actually supposed to warm up a bit. It's supposed to be in the high 40s, which is great because it's been so cold. And it's always nice to have a sunny day. Hopefully the rest of the snow will melt. That's what I'm hoping. And I have to put some food out for them. And there's something else I was going to mention and I totally forgot. Here's Boo's food that he doesn't want to eat, and here is a can of food. I was just about to feed Hydrox and Ditto this can of food, and Boo was looking at it. So I just took a little bit of the food, mixed it up with some water. This is going to be his bribe. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to top this raw food. I should probably be using a spoon for this to make sure I get the liquid and everything. There. Okay, now let's see. Let's see if he'll eat his food. Now the question is, will he only eat what I put on top of the raw food, or will he eat the raw food also? You know, cats are funny. Sometimes you do have to trick them and bribe them to get them to eat healthy food or food that you want them to eat. So we'll come back in a little while and we'll see what Boo ate. Look what's going on here. Ditto was rolling around next to the plate of food, showing his belly to Hydrox, which is a submissive move on Ditto's part. And Hydrox just went back to eating. Cats are so weird. They can be so strange sometimes. It is 1 p.m. right now. I'm just about to go out and run some errands, and look what I just saw. So do you see where the Rubbermaid bin is over here? It's usually here. See these 2 pieces of wood? This bin is normally on these 2 pieces of wood, so somehow this bin got moved. I don't know how the bin got moved. I don't know if it was a raccoon. I don't know if it was a cat trying to use it. It's just really weird. I didn't hear it, but now that I think about it, it could have just been the wind because we had that really, really bad wind that finally stopped yesterday afternoon. So it could be that wind got to it. I'm gonna put it back where it was because right now it's blocking the entrance to Ditto's shelter. It's about 10 p.m. right now, and the cats have just had some catnip. I'm down to the end of the bag of catnip. I have to go see if there's another bag in the house. But I found a bag of, I think it's silver vine sticks. So there's one of them near Boo. I gave one to each of the cats. Here's Boo. He's been rolling around in catnip. Here's Simba. There's his silver vine stick, and there's 2 coffee filters with some catnip in them. Here's Stella. She was enjoying the silver vine stick for a while. And here's Splash. So tomorrow I'm cleaning the floors and vacuuming the rugs. So tonight is when the cats have their catnip parties and they get kind of messy. There's also some lettuce leaves because the cats are looking for cat grass, and I'm in the process of growing more. I planted the seeds the other day, but they have not sprouted yet, so hopefully they'll sprout soon. But the cats, at least, they nibbled on a little bit of lettuce, but they didn't really want to eat it. It's 8:45 a.m. I got out of the shower a little while ago, and I sat down on my bed to answer some text messages, and then I was just on the phone, and this is what Stella does. She lays on my leg. She still does this. She's been doing this for years. She loves it. It is 9:36 a.m. and I put a platter of homemade raw food out for Ditto and Hydrox, and it looks like Hydrox has been enjoying it. I gave him like 3 scoops of the homemade quail raw food. I know he really likes that a lot. And Ditto's rubbing up against stuff. So since Ditto has been living in what used to be Hydrox's shelter, he's been getting a lot of really good sleep. At least it looks that way to me. I could be wrong. But you know, when a cat lives outside, they don't sleep very well. They might only sleep a little bit at a time. It looks like Ditto has been getting better sleep in the bigger shelter because he has more space to spread out. And last night I was looking through some security camera footage because in addition to the live stream cameras, there are other security cameras outside. And I found footage from the night of the crazy raccoon. And the footage on the security camera was scarier than the footage on the live stream that night, because on the security camera, I can hear the raccoon chattering, and I could see that it went up to Hydrox's shelter when Hydrox was in his shelter, and it just started banging on the windows. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a scary raccoon. And after I looked at the security camera footage, then I started researching rabid raccoons. And if you look on YouTube, there's quite a few videos of rabid raccoons. And the ones in the videos on YouTube, the raccoons are all kind of disoriented. They're out in the daytime. I did not watch any videos of rabid raccoons out at night and being aggressive at night. There might be videos out there of that, but I did not come across any. So the question still is, was that a rabid raccoon? And if it was, are Hydrox and Ditto safe from it? Ditto especially because the raccoon charged Ditto's shelter, which is the doghouse shelter. That raccoon charged the shelter a few times, and if it wasn't for the door on the shelter, the raccoon would have attacked Ditto. So basically the door flap of that shelter is what helped to protect Ditto. And then Ditto literally flew out of that shelter, like above the raccoon, like on top of the raccoon, and just started running for his life. And the raccoon started chasing him, and I watched the raccoon chase him. The raccoon was about a foot behind him the whole time that I saw him. Now, I did not hear a raccoon fight after that. I did not hear a cat fight after that. So I would like to think that Ditto got safely away. However, if Ditto did not get safely away, and if the raccoon bit Ditto, yesterday I learned that it could take up to 6 months for rabies to incubate in a cat. So That would be a long time. That would be in August. Right now I'm filming this in March. The incident happened a few weeks ago in February. So that would be a long time to keep him under observation, but that's what I'm gonna have to do, just see, you know, if I notice any signs. Hopefully that's not the case, but you don't know. You don't know. I mean, that's another danger when you have cats living outside. Now, in all the years that I've been living here, I've never seen a rabid raccoon. I've never had an incident with a raccoon that was like what happened the other night. I've never seen any cats that looked like they had rabies or anything. Now, Ditto has been drooling from the mouth, and like a week or so ago, it almost looked like he was foaming at the mouth, but that was actually before the raccoon. So Hydrox goes into like the submissive pose around Ditto. Ditto's throwing some dominance right now, but then Ditto rolls around in front of Hydrox, which is another submissive pose. So these two have a really interesting relationship. I hope Ditto has not been attacking Hydrox. I think Hydrox is just trying to play it safe around Ditto. I had more food defrosted for them, so I just gave them another 2 scoops of the homemade raw food. And yesterday I bought a bunch of chicken to try a new raw food recipe, and also because Boo and Splash haven't really been liking the quail that I gave them. However, today I only had a few rabbit nuggets left in the bag. Those are the primal raw nuggets that I buy, and I mixed in some of the rabbit nuggets with the quail, and Splash ate it no problem. He really enjoyed it, so that was like a bribe for him, and that worked, so I'm fine with that. And Boo is still not really enjoying the quail, even with the rabbit mixed in. I bribed him with some crunchies on top and with a few treats on top, and he's just digging those off. But as you can see here, Hydrox and Ditto really love it. So it's another windy day. That's why I have the plate under the chair like this. It's 11:45 a.m. and I just got back from running errands all morning, and I went to the pet store and they had this cat grass. This was $5.99 for a little container of cat grass. That's why I like to grow it myself, because I could grow a bigger container for cheaper, but this is really good grass. The edges on top, the top edges are tapered, which means it's still growing, and it's nice and green, which means it's fresh, and it's nice and moist, so it's not dried out. So I'm going to show you a very happy cat. Hello, Simba. Been taking a nap? Look what I got. Look what I got, Simba. Simba has been wanting cat grass for days. So has Stella. Did you enjoy that, Simba? Simba says thank you very much. He enjoyed it a whole lot. It's 6:24 p.m. and I just finished making a big batch of homemade raw food for the cats. Now this is not a recipe that I normally make. This is a recipe that I got off of a reputable website about making raw food for cats. Okay, Hydrox is outside and he always loves the homemade raw food that I make. So I'm going to give him some of this new food to try and let's see if he will eat this and if he likes it. Okay, I just put it on the plate for him. And it looks like he's eating it. That's good. At least one cat likes it.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It is 8:53 a.m. and today is the first day the cats are really trying the new homemade raw food, the one that I made off of the recipe on the internet. And this is what happened. So this one was Stella's, the one on the right. Stella did not finish her food, so that's rare for Stella. She usually loves her food. And then this one was Simba's, and it looks like Simba ate. I put like a dried minnow on there and a Benjamin Field treat, and it looks like he ate those and he left pretty much almost all of the food on the plate. So Stella and Simba were not really fans of this. This is Splash's plate. So Boo was sitting on the top of the stairs and he was not letting Splash downstairs to eat. So Splash decided he was going to eat under the dining room table. And it looks like out of everyone, Splash enjoyed it the most. He ate the most of his food. This is Boo's food. He did not want to eat it downstairs. He did not want to eat it in the living room, so I put it in his room. He followed me into his room. I shut the door and he's been in here about 10 minutes with his food and he's not eating it either. Like, he's not even touching it. Boo is not even eating the crunchies off the top of it. So I don't know if they're going to grow to like this food more or if they just don't like it. So when I normally make homemade raw food, it's usually mostly chicken, which this is. This is mostly chicken. The one big difference is this has a bunch of egg yolks in it. And the other difference is that this has just vitamin supplements versus whole food supplements. So it looks like the cats don't like this version of homemade raw. I just gave the plate to Stella and Simba in the living room since they didn't finish their meal. And Simba's smart. He's going to dig out the treats that he wants off the top of it. Yeah, he's going for some of the treats. Whatever the cats don't eat, I'm going to scrape onto a plate and give to Hydrox and Ditto outside. Every now and then I get messages from people saying they would like their cats to eat a raw food diet, but their cats refuse to eat it. Their cats don't like it. Their cats won't eat it. Well, I think this recipe is a good example of why cats might not like a raw food diet. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with this recipe. I'm just observing that the cats don't like this recipe, so they're not eating it. And if this was maybe the first recipe I tried with raw food for my cats, I might think, well, my cats just don't like raw food. They just don't like it. and that's not the case at all. They just don't like this recipe. So if you want to get your cats to eat more raw food or put them on a raw food diet, you have to kind of play with recipes, or if you're buying the raw food, you have to buy different types. It's about 6:45 p.m. right now. Boo's getting really good at getting crunchies out. See how good he is at this? Boo is as good at this one as Stella is as good on the other one. I have to find the other one. I put it away, and I don't remember where I put it. It's in a closet somewhere. I'm just not sure which closet. Did you see what he just did? He got crunchies out of two at the same time. Hello, Simba. You could eat those. Be careful you don't get bopped, though. Hello, Stella. Let's find your crunchy. Stella has her crunchy dispenser, and Boo has his. And Simba's purring. Is Stella going to remember how to use hers? Want me to move it around for you, Stella? There. There you go, Stella. I just pointed it at you. You gonna get the crunchies out? Do you remember? She's very close. She remembers. Is it working? I hope the battery's not dead. Oh no, the battery's probably dead. It's been a long time. I heard it going. You had it, Stella. You had it, I heard it, but the battery's dead. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta put a battery in. You want to get some crunchies out, Stella? You going to get some crunchies out? You could do it. You remember how to do it. You're not going to get any in here. Look, Stella, look. She got him. She remembered. Took a little reminding, but she got him. Now she got a lot. Cats are so smart. Here's Splash, he's watching. He wants Stella to give him some of the crunchies. And here's Simba, he's watching also. He's looking at Splash. I think it's too easy for her now. Let's play. Okay, we're gonna play, Simba. Right here. You gotta get him, Simba. You're not catching him. Come on. You got that one. Bring him back to me. Bring him back to me, Simba. You're not gonna get the pom-pom? Okay. Let me get him. Okay. Ready? You ready? Okay, ready? Simba, you're not playing? Come on, Simba. Simba.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
I was in Hobby Lobby today and I saw these. And I thought Simba might like them. They're not pom-poms. They're not felt balls. Do you know what they are? They're clown noses. Clown noses. This is a 10-count bag. It was $2.99. I think this was in the party section. But I saw them, and these are they're like Nerf balls. They have like a slit in them where you put them on your nose. But I really thought Simba would like them. They just opened up a Hobby Lobby near me. It used to be that the closest Hobby Lobby was about a half hour away, and now there's one only a few miles away, so really excited about that. So here's what it looks like. It's like a sponge ball, and there's a slot here. So I'm gonna play with Simba. Let's see if he'll like this. Simba, it's over here. Come get it. It's right here. Yeah, come on. You want it? You want it, Simba? You want it, Boo? You gonna play with it, Boo? No? You don't want it either? Nobody wants it? So these clown noses are actually really light, so they're hard to throw and they don't bounce as well as I thought they would. What I like about them is that they're big enough not to get caught under a refrigerator or the stove or some furniture. Well, it looks like Simba might like them after all. Simba has a dilemma. Does he go after the clown nose or does he go after the pom-pom? It is 10:30 a.m. and I just gave Hydrox and Ditto a big plate of homemade raw food. That's like 4 scoops of the new chicken food. Ditto's walking around. I also had to refill the automatic feeder this morning. So I went out there to put a fresh water in the water bowl, and I noticed that the bowl of the automatic feeder was completely empty. There's usually at least a few crunchies in it, but it was completely empty, so that means I have to refill it. So I did that, and I also filled up the heated kitty cafe with dry food because I am going on an overnight trip. So I want to make sure that Hydrox and Ditto have plenty of food. They will have plenty of food just with the automatic feeder alone, but I just like making sure that they have a good amount. It is 10:45. All of that food was eaten, so I just opened a can of food, mixed some water in, and now both Ditto and Hydrox are eating it. I'm driving in the Bronx in New York City, and I just had to document how bad the roads are. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I was like, why are people stopping? The reason why people were stopping is because the potholes were so big and there were so many of them. The road literally looked like Swiss cheese. I've never seen that many potholes in one area that were so big. I mean, some of those potholes were easily like 4 inches deep, and they were wide, like imagine, 1-2 feet across. So if you were not driving super slow, you could totally wreck your car, totally wreck it. So right now I'm on the Cross Bronx Expressway, and supposedly there's a big traffic jam on this road. I'm going to be sitting in traffic for about 15 minutes, but this road is always hit or miss. Sometimes you can just fly right through it. Other times there's horrible traffic, and today's going to be one of those days. So,
Marty, come on in. Yeah, meow. Come on in.
it's Marty. Marty just came inside. Marty's getting pets from Grandpa. Marty's been visiting inside for quite a while now, right, Marty? She wants more pets. She says,
What?
give her more pets.
Come on.
These are the automatic feeders that I set up for the cats a few days ago. They had dinner, then they had breakfast and dinner yesterday, and then breakfast this morning, which is crunchies and the freeze-dried raw food. As you can see, they really did not eat their breakfast. So I want to open these up and let's see what's left in them. And I also have to turn them off because otherwise they will try to dispense dinner again today. And I will be giving cats, dinner myself. So let's open these up. Okay. So here's what we have here. We have a little bit of crunchies left from dinner yesterday, and looks like nobody has really touched breakfast today. I just shut that one off. And here's another one. Look at that. Yesterday's dinner was hardly eaten, and looks like breakfast was not touched, so let me shut this one off. And here's today's breakfast. It looks like someone's been eating it, and it looks like almost all of yesterday's dinner was eaten. Okay, I just shut that one off also. So these will just stay like this today, and the cats can eat what they want during the day, and then I'm gonna give them some homemade raw food for dinner. And I'm surprised that they didn't eat the crunchies. So the first dinner out of these was raw food. It was the Primal Raw Rabbit Nuggets, and that's all gone. And then breakfast the next day was what you see here. It was crunchies and freeze-dried raw. That's all gone. And then dinner yesterday was crunchies and freeze-dried raw, and some of it's left. And then breakfast today is crunchies and freeze-dried raw, and some of it's left also. So this will be an experiment. Normally I can't leave crunchies out for the cats. Like, I can't just free feed them and leave dry food out all day for them because they'll just totally overeat on it. So I have to limit what they can eat on it, but that's why I'm surprised they're not eating this. So it'll be an experiment. Simba just told me that it has nothing to do with them not liking the food, because they do like the food. But since I'm home, they're expecting me to give them breakfast. They say, I'm here, so they're expecting some good food. That's why they didn't want to eat what was out of the feeder, because they expect me to give them better food. Right, Simba? But you guys are just going to have the crunchies and the freeze-dried, okay? That's what you guys are going to have, okay? Is that okay, Stella? Okay? That'll be your breakfast today. Meanwhile, I did put out 4 scoops of homemade raw food for Hydrox and Ditto, and it's completely eaten. They ate everything that was on that plate, so I'm going to open a can of food for them. And there they go. They're both sharing a can of food. I mixed in a bunch of water to the food before I give it to them. So when I buy canned cat food, I really like to get my money's worth, which means I usually buy the pate because it will have the most cat food in the can. The cans are all the same ounces, like it'll be like 5.5 ounces. But for actual meat content, the pate wins out because there is less water added to the food in the can. What I then do is I mix it with water before I feed it to the cats. That extends the food, and it also gives cats good hydration because it's very important to keep your cat's kidneys healthy. And kidneys stay healthy with good hydration and lots of water. And it seems like there's an epidemic of kidney disease among cats. I know so many cats and so many dogs actually that die from kidney disease when their kidneys go out. So whatever you can do to extend the life of your pet's kidneys, that will extend the life of your pet. And proteins are really hard on kidneys. There's no way to feed a cat a low protein diet because cats are carnivores and, you know, they require meat to survive. But it is good to counterbalance all that protein with really good levels of hydration. Hydration is very important. Some people say, well, cats don't really drink a lot of water, but they do. I know the inside cats drink more water when I feed them dry food than when they have a lot of water in their food and when they're eating wet food and food that I've mixed water into. So, for example, this morning I was kind of shocked at how little water was in the water bowls, but it would make sense because they've been eating nothing but dry food for the past 3 meals. So back to the canned cat food. Some people say that their cats don't like the pate because it's too dense or it's too thick. Well, just mix some water into it and chances are very good that they'll like it better. Now, not all pates are the same. Some pates are more liquidy than others. Some are really soft and others are much more firm. It all just depends on the brand of the cat food. But as far as bang for your buck and most value for your dollar, pates definitely win out. The cats have some fresh cat grass. It grew about 2 inches over the past 2 days. I didn't even realize it was ready. I just gave it to them. They're having it as an appetizer before their meal. I like to give them cat grass before they eat, kind of like a salad. Look at Simba, he's standing in the grass. This cat grass actually smells really good. It smells really fresh. It is mail time. I'm here with Stella. She just decided to join me, and we're going to open up the mail and we're going to see what the cat's got.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
I'd like to give a shout out to Abril, C.R.Barboni, and Danielle Coffroad. Thank you so much for your patronage this month and your generous support. Okay, Stella, you ready? We're gonna open up this card. Stella says it smells good. See the blue jay? Stella, see the blue jay? You like the blue jay? Stella says yes, she likes blue jays. This says, in the silence of the manger cradle, in the quiet of our waiting hearts, love was born at Christmas. Isn't that nice, Stella? Stella, you see the animals on it? Thank you very much. It says, wishing you the love and warmth the miracle of Christmas brings. December 2020. Wow, this card just arrived. That took a long time to get here. And this is from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your donation. This will be put to good use on cat supplies. And thank you so much for your lovely card. And here's another card. And this one has some hot chocolate on the back of it. That's what it looks like. It looks like hot chocolate and maybe some cookies. Let's open up this one, Stella. What's in here, Stella? What does this say, Stella? It says, love came down that Christmas night, filling all the world with light. Stella, Splash, Boo, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, wishing you a joyous Christmas and a bright and happy New Year. From Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for this Christmas card and for your donations. It's very nice of you to think of us. And here's another card. Stella, you going to help me open this one? You going to help me open it? I have my new letter opener, so it's easy to open now. This says, with thanks, and there's a hummingbird. Isn't that pretty? Two lucky ferals, Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto. Your kindness is greatly appreciated. From Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for your generous donations and for this lovely card. We hope you've been enjoying the videos. Stella says thank you very much. Okay, Stella, we're going to open this one. You're going to smell it first. Do you approve of it? Stella says, okay, I can open it. Here's a PetSmart gift card. Thank you very much. This says, Dear Feral Kitties Angel, I am very impressed by what you do for the feral cats that you have rescued. The expense and workload must be huge, especially for taking care of the outside cats. I am enclosing a gift card to help a little with some of the expense. Thank you very much. For a while, I was so depressed by the situation of the outdoor cats that I could not watch your YouTube channel. However, when I recently noticed a title of Ditto Loves His New Shelter, I did watch that episode. It was so good to see both Hydrox and Ditto looking happier and healthier. I am perhaps way out of touch with reality, but it made me so sad to see Hydrox watching you while you were socializing Boo. It seems to me that Hydrox is not a very assertive cat. In one episode, I watched him let Ditto eat his food, and I was disturbed that you did not then bring a second plate of food to give to Hydrox. It seems possible to me that Hydrox's lack of assertiveness may be because he is depressed and feels uncared for because he has not received the same level of attention and is the one who is still stuck outside in the cold. Hence his hesitancy to eat his food when Ditto is present, and the soiling of his shelter on cold, dark nights when other cats or predators might threaten him if he goes outside. It looks like you may be considering letting Ditto become an inside cat. If so, it would break my heart if you do not do what it takes to have Hydrox as an inside cat as well. Have you considered trying to find someone to adopt Hydrox and Ditto? I would consider asking you if I might adopt them, except for the fact that I live so far away. I'm quite old and live on a fixed income. My last two cats, a stray and a rescue, had huge medical bills, and I don't think I could afford that again. I should probably not be expressing these thoughts. Putting yourself out there to the public may make you feel vulnerable. My criticism when I don't really understand the effort and expense of what you do is most likely unjustified, but watching little Hydrox when he appears timid, cold, unwell, and unhappy breaks my heart. Sincerely, Carol. Firstly, thank you very much for the PetSmart gift card. It is definitely appreciated and will be put to good use on cat supplies. Now let's talk about Hydrox. So Hydrox has had every opportunity that every other cat has had that has been in this yard. Hydrox was one of the first cats that appeared in this yard soon after I moved into this house, which was quite a few years before Stella and the kittens showed up. And Hydrox never had any interest in interacting with me or with any of the humans in this house or in this yard. He would literally try to avoid us whenever he possibly could. And I put food out for him, and I put water out for him, and I was always nice to him, and he didn't care about it. He was a very happy feral cat, living in the woods or just hanging out in the yard, roaming the neighborhood, doing what feral cats do. And then when Stella and Boo started coming around, I fed them the same way that I used to feed Hydrox. I put dry food out for them. I put some water out for them. And it really wasn't anything different except for the fact that I always saw Stella and Boo together. They were always together. I never saw them apart. And they started coming around more and more frequently than any of the other cats did. And eventually Stella started coming around by herself, begging for food. At that time, I had no idea that she was pregnant, or more likely she was a nursing mother at that point. When she was coming around by herself, I believe that was after she had her kittens, and she was looking for food to sustain herself because she was so thin. She was pretty much starving. And so once Stella started coming around more and more often, pretty much on a daily basis, if not multiple times a day, then I started feeding her more often. It wasn't until I saw the kittens, until I saw Splash and Simba, that I said, okay, I really need to get more involved with these cats, because now I have some kittens that I need to take care of. I have to make sure that these kittens are being taken care of. So that's when I really upped my game with as far as how much food I'm putting out, the quality of the food I'm putting out, eventually getting an automatic feeder outside, making sure Stella was taken care of. And that's when I realized the family dynamics with Stella and Boo and the kittens, because when Stella would come around by herself and I would peek under the fence to see where she came from, I'd see the kittens and I would see Boo with them. So Boo was like a babysitter, and he would babysit the kittens while Stella came to eat food. And then once the kittens were old enough to walk and kind of walk into the yard, then Stella introduced me to the kittens, and then I started interacting with her kittens and Boo and her as a family unit. Even though Boo did not come around as much as Stella and the kittens did, he did show up usually around dinner time, and he'd hang out with them. And when I was playing with Splash and Simba with toys outside on their play rug, they had a play rug on the patio, just like they have this play rug here, Boo would join in. Boo really liked to play with the kittens. And during that whole time Hydrox was around, Hydrox had every opportunity that Boo, Stella, and the kittens had. So it's not like he didn't have the opportunities. He was very happy to be off hunting in the woods. And he was obviously a good hunter because he had been surviving for many years before Stella and Boo were even born. As I film this, Hydrox is a minimum of 8 or 9 years old. I don't know his exact age because he was already a grown cat when I moved into this house, but he's a minimum of 8 or 9 years old, and Stella and Boo will turn 6 this year. So Hydrox is at least 3 or 4 years older than they are, if not more than that. So when Stella and the kittens moved inside, it was because Stella was in heat and I was not going to have her go back outside and risk getting pregnant again. So she moved inside. It was December 29th of 2016. And once she went in heat, she moved inside permanently, and I took her to get spayed like a week later. And Simba went and got neutered the same day that Stella got spayed. They both went to the vet together. The vet was very nice to take both of them. And then a few weeks later, I took Splash. So the 3 of them became permanent inside cats within a few days of each other. The only reason why Boo did not move in at the same time is because Boo had not been around as much as Stella, Splash, and Simba. And Hydrox was not around at all at that time. He was around less than Boo was around. So we have to remember that. And then it wasn't until the following July that Boo showed up at the back door, like all scraped up, and I had no idea what it was from, but Boo showed up looking for help, and Hydrox never showed up specifically looking for help. That never happened. So Boo obviously did, so I'm not going to deny a cat looking for help, so I helped Boo. And since so many people left so many nasty comments on the videos that I had posted of Stella, Splash, and Simba when they were being trained and socialized in the yard, I decided to document Boo's entire journey from that first day that he showed up all scraped up until I got him in the house with the rest of his family. Now, the agenda was always to get Boo in the house with Stella, Splash, and Simba because he was part of their family unit. And I was not going to bring the 3 of them in without bringing Boo in also. Hydrox was never part of their family unit. Hydrox was always off on his own. That being said, Boo knows I'm talking about him, so he showed up. That being said, evidence does point to Hydrox possibly being an older relative to Boo and Stella just because they are from the same feral cat community or feral cat family that lives in the woods by my house. So Boo went through his socialization process, and when that was happening, Hydrox was hanging out in the yard more and more. He still did not live in the yard nearly as much as Boo did. Boo decided he was going to move into the yard, make the patio his home, and Hydrox kind of just roamed in and out when he felt like it on occasion. But the agenda was never to bring Hydrox in because he did not want to come in. He was not looking for help, whereas Boo was looking for help, and he was part of Stella's family with Splash and Simba. All evidence points to Boo being Splash and Simba's father because he was always with Stella before I saw the kittens. The 2 of them were always together. When they weren't together and I would look to see where the kittens were, Boo would be with the kittens while Stella was looking for food. So to me, that's very, very good evidence to point to the fact that Boo is their father. Also the fact that both Simba and Splash share Boo's coloring. Simba has black paws like Boo. For a tabby cat, Simba has a lot of black fur. And of course, Splash has black fur as well as Stella's white fur, and Splash has a very, very similar meow to Boo. So that's more evidence. So then we get to the point where Boo moved into the house. And when Boo moved into the house, Hydrox decided he wanted to spend more time in the patio area because he knew there was plenty of food there. There was an automatic feeder there. There was also cat shelters out there. Now, Boo never lived in one of the cat shelters outside. He hung out pretty much under the house in like the alcove. I used to call that his apartment. And he hung out on the patio furniture, but he never really moved into any of the shelters. Hydrox eventually moved into the shelter under the house when the weather got really bad in the winter. But he never showed any interest in being an inside cat, in coming inside. He never came around looking for help. He was happy to eat the food that was in the yard and use the shelter that was in the yard. But, you know, he's a very independent cat, and he's very happy with that. Then the following year, I put up the second heated cat shelter. That's the one in the doghouse. And then he moved into that one that year. And I think the reason why is because it had a nice view from the door. And he could see everything that was going on the patio from that door. And once again, he's perfectly happy being an outside cat. He does not show any indication, like both Stella and Boo did, that he wants any kind of help. If you try to go near him, he runs away. Stella and Boo both became more friendly over time, and everything that I did with Stella, I did with Boo, and everything that I did with Boo, I've done with Hydrox, and Hydrox responds completely different than Boo did and completely different than Stella did. So Boo responded pretty much the same way Stella did to many of the things that I did when I was training him, and Hydrox responds completely different. He is just happy to be away from me and not come near me, and it's only very recently that he comes near me when I put food out. But he's a very, very different cat than both Boo and Stella. And then, of course, there's Ditto. And the first time that I saw Ditto, I thought he was Hydrox. And it, like, freaked me out. I was like, wait a minute, are there two Hydroxes? And that's when I realized, no, there's another cat that looks exactly like Hydrox, just very, very slightly different. And that's why we named him Ditto, because he's like a copy of Hydrox. I believe Ditto is quite a few years younger than Hydrox also. I think he's probably a year or two younger than Boo. I feel like he is related to Boo and the inside cats, and his meow is so similar to Boo's that he could actually be one of Boo's offspring for all we know. Like, we don't exactly know. So Ditto came around even less frequently than Hydrox did. And obviously when he came around, he was looking for food. And he never looked for shelter in this yard at all until like a month ago when we had that massive snowstorm and we had 2 feet of snow. And that night he came to the back door and he was looking for help the same way that Boo was looking for help when Boo came to the back door. Hydrox has never come to the back door specifically looking for help. And you can tell when a cat is looking for help because they act differently than they do when they're not looking for help. So that night, Ditto was hanging out by the back door, which was not usual for him. It was very unusual for him to do that. And he was staring at me through the back door. And not only was he staring at me, he was watching me. Like every move that I made in the kitchen, he was watching me. And with cats, you can kind of tune into what they're thinking and what their thoughts are. And he was actively seeking, some kind of help from all the snow and the cold. And that was the night that I decided, okay, well, let's try to get him in the doghouse shelter since Hydrox is not using that. And Thankfully, I had some catnip on hand, so I put a trail of catnip leading up to the shelter, and I put some catnip in the shelter, and within minutes, in the time it took me to walk inside and look out the window, he had discovered the catnip and had made his way to the door of the shelter and was just entering the shelter as I was looking out of the window. And he stayed in that shelter all night. So Ditto was given the same opportunities that Hydrox was given. He just did not want to take them. He didn't want to use a shelter for years until the night of that really bad snowstorm. And then all of a sudden he showed up and he's like, can you help me? So I showed him how to use the shelter, and he has been so happy in that shelter. Now, a few weeks after that, we had a crazy raccoon show up and attack the window on Hydrox's shelter and also try to attack Ditto in the doghouse shelter. And it was the door on the doghouse shelter that really kind of saved Ditto from being attacked by the raccoon. And since that night, Hydrox has wanted to switch shelters, and he is back in the doghouse shelter, while Ditto is now using the shelter that's under the house, which was the shelter that Hydrox was using. That's the custom built shelter. It's bigger than the doghouse shelter. They both have heated pep mats in them, and the shelter under the house has 2 vestibules as well as a window. So that's the story of the cats, and neither Ditto nor Hydrox are going to become indoor cats inside this house because I am full. I have 4 cats in this house. I'm not bringing in another cat or 2 other cats. I already don't have enough hours in the day to do everything that I need to do. You also need to remember that the videos that are posted on this channel show less than 1% of what goes on in the lives of these cats. There are 1,440 minutes in a day, and I have been posting about 10 minutes worth of footage for each day. Sometimes not even 10 minutes worth of footage, sometimes only 5 minutes worth of footage, but let's say 10 minutes. So if I post 10 minutes worth of footage from one day, that is about 1/2 of 1% of what goes on during an entire day. 1/2 of 1%. So that is a very, very small peek into the lives of these cats. So you really can't make any judgments or conclusions based off of such a small amount of footage. And it's also highly edited footage, so sometimes it could be interpreted the wrong way. But you always have to keep that in mind. So just because you don't see something in the footage doesn't mean that it didn't happen. It only means that you're not seeing it because I don't post everything that happens every minute in the lives of these cats. So you always have to keep that in mind. Now, as far as Hydrox being depressed and feeling not cared for, I think that's the exact opposite. I think Hydrox feels more cared for now than he ever has because he is being more cared for now than he ever has. And the fact that Ditto has been hanging out in the yard with him makes Hydrox even happier than he has been. Hydrox and Ditto are nowhere near ready to find a home somewhere other than pretty much where they are outside because they only let me pet them very briefly. Hydrox, not even all the time. He still swats at me, and he's a really strong cat. And they're very much fearful of people. So if a total stranger walked into my yard, they both run away. They're used to me, they're used to Grandma and Grandpa, they're used to the UPS driver. They're used to people who come here on a regular basis, but anyone else, they're going to completely run away from. And that's not an indication of a cat that is ready to be adopted by someone or to make a home inside of a house. Before a cat can be brought inside, someone has to be able to pet them on a regular basis. With Boo, I was also brushing him on a regular basis and be able to pick them up. So if something should happen, if you bring them inside, you know, you're going to have to get them out of the house at some point. You're going to have to put them in a carrier. So it's very important to be able to pick that cat up. So with Stella, Splash, and Simba, I was able to just pick them up before they even moved inside. And with Boo, I was able to, you know, scruff carry him, pick him up by the scruff of his neck and get him in a carrier that way. It's impossible to do that with Hydrox and Ditto at this point. So it would not be possible for them to be adopted by anyone or to have a home inside of someone's house right now. I mean, that's just the reality of it, because if they were trapped right now and if someone decided, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna take these cats inside, those cats are gonna be traumatized by that and they're not gonna like that. I believe it should be a more gradual process, and they're both not there yet, and it takes many hours of training to do that. I don't believe it's impossible to do that. I just think they're not there yet, and possibly they don't even want to be there yet. I think maybe Ditto will one day eventually become a house cat, but I don't think he's ready to be there yet. He still has a bit of a ways to go, but there's no room in my house for either of them, so it's not going to be me. So yeah, I think that addressed everything that was in that letter. Don't feel that Hydrox is depressed, because he's not a depressed cat. He's a very happy cat. Ditto does not make Hydrox depressed at all. Ditto makes Hydrox very happy. Hydrox goes out of his way to call Ditto into the yard whenever food is served, and stuff like that. So Hydrox and Ditto are friends, and they do like each other. And Hydrox is definitely not disturbed if Ditto comes by and eats some of his food, because Ditto and Hydrox love sharing plates. They absolutely love eating together and sharing plates, so much so that recently I've had to feed them on the same plate. Instead of two separate small plates, they'd much rather eat on one large plate so they could eat together. So that's where it's at. And again, once again, remember that if I'm filming something, it doesn't mean I'm showing you everything that's happening. It just means I am describing what's been going on with the cats and showing you a little bit of what's happening. I don't have cameras running 24/7 when it comes to the vlogs. If you want to see 24/7, subscribe to Lucky Ferals Live, because I do have those cameras running 24/7, or at least they have been running 24/7, and that's a view of inside the custom cat shelter, the outside of the doghouse shelter, and the feral cat feeder, and that's a separate channel. But thank you so much for your letter. Thank you so much for expressing your concerns, and thank you so much for helping to feed Ditto and Hydrox with the gift card. We hope you enjoy the videos. Please take some time to catch up with the progress of Hydrox and Ditto, and hope you have a great day. Look, Stella, look, we got another envelope. It says to Lucky Ferals from Delilah. And look at the cats on it. Do you see the stickers? Look at the stickers. It looks like Hydrox and Ditto. That looks like Hydrox and Ditto with a little more white. That looks like Simba and Splash. Look, it looks like Simba and Splash. And that looks like Simba and Splash too when they're fighting. That's so cute. And look at this one. What is it, Stella? Is it another letter? Look at that cute cat. It's eating a fish. It looks like Simba eating a minnow. That's so cute. Oh, thank you very much. It says, Dear Lucky, how are you and the cats doing? We're doing good. Last time I sent you something, I got really excited. By the way, I hope they were able to buy treats. Yes, we did buy some treats. Thank you very much. So I made a Lucky Ferals puzzle. Stella with her boa, Boo with his dragonfly toys, Splash with his worm toy, Simba with his pom-pom wand, Hydrox with the chipmunk, and Ditto with the squirrel. That's really cool. Ooh, check this out. Look. Here's Stella and her boa. Isn't that cute? And here's Boo with his dragonfly. And here's Simba with his pom-pom toy. And this is, who is this? Is this Hydrox or Ditto? This is Hydrox with the chipmunk. I think it's Hydrox with the chipmunk. Yeah, because this says Ditto with the squirrel. And there's Splash. That looks just like Splash. Alright, let's see if we could put this together. Can we put this together? Does that go there? Look, I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay, I think this goes here. Is that right? Okay, who's here? Is this Boo? Oh, there's Boo. Wow, Delilah, you are very creative. I think this goes here. And that goes there. Look how cool that is. Isn't that awesome? Delilah, you're an awesome artist. If you drew these, that's awesome. It looks just like the cats. That's so cool. Look at Splash. Thank you very much, Delilah. Stella, look. That's you, Stella. That's you. Don't bite it. Look, it's you, Stella. Look. It looks like you, don't it? Stella says it's very pretty. It's pretty like she is. And she loves the boa. Thank you very much, Delilah. Alright, we have an envelope here. I believe this is from Bad Billy. Well, let's open it up and see. Yeah, this is a book from Bad Billy. It says The Adventures of the Dark Lord Cat by Amanda Marie. He sent this because he thinks it would make a good story time for the cats. I've never seen this before, and I think he also told me that this is from another YouTuber, so I'll have to check it out. I don't have a whole lot of time to watch many videos, so I will definitely be checking that out. Thank you so much, Bad Billy. I know the cats are going to enjoy listening to this book. Okay, Stella, come on. We got a box to open. You want to open it? What do you think it is? You afraid of it? Stella's backing away. What is it, Stella? What did you get, Stella? Ooh, you got food. Or maybe it's for Hydrox and Ditto. It's a box of Simply Perfection Super Premium Cat Food. Grain-free 6 turkey and chicken feast and 6 seafood dinner. This says the kids deserve super premium no grain, right? More flavors to delight their taste buds. Fingers crossed from Bad Billy. Thank you so much, Bad Billy, for this cat food. I really think the cats are going to like it. I've never seen this food before, but Stella's very interested in it right now. Thank you so much for thinking of the cats. And there's one more envelope here, Stella. What do you think this is? It's kind of heavy. Want to open it? Let's open this up, Stella. What did you get? What'd you get? Is it food? It must be. She's smelling it. And this is more food from Bad Billy. This is Simply Perfection Super Premium Cat Food. And these are salmon and tuna flavors. Flaked in sauce. Thank you very much. The cats are going to like these on their fish day, 1 day a week. The cats get fish in a can, so this will be perfect for that. So thank you very much, Bad Billy, for all of the goodies. Stella says she can't wait to try the food. It's 1:29 p.m. Look how pretty Boo looks. He's hanging out on the day sofa. He looks so comfortable. And he looks so handsome. Look at him. How you doing, Boo?
Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It's 10:15 a.m. and the cats are eating their breakfast, and looks like Simba's almost done. They're having a combination of homemade raw food and some of the Primal Raw rabbit nuggets. And there's Splash's plate. When he saw the camera, he ran away from it, so he's on the other side of the room, but he'll come back. Here's Boo's plate. He's waiting for me to put some crunchies on it. There's Boo. Eat your food, Boo. Eat it. You like it. He's gonna walk upstairs. Oh, this is what he does. Let me show you what's going on here and how smart these cats are. So this is a green rug that I have outside of where the litter boxes are downstairs. And there's a bunch of litter tracked on it, and that's the purpose of it. So the cats climb out of the litter boxes and they walk across this rug, and then it really helps keep the litter contained, and it helps the litter from being tracked like all around the rooms down here. So I came downstairs today and I saw this. Can you see that? So that is some cat grass. Someone ate some cat grass and then they vomited up a hairball. And this is where they vomited it, on the rug that looks like grass. So I thought that was actually very smart of them because they thought they were doing a good job and just putting it where it needed to be. Here on the rug that looks like the grass, these are actually pretty easy to clean up if the mess goes down into the fibers of this rug. It's all like an artificial turf, so all I need to do is take it outside and kind of beat all of the litter out of it and then hose it down, and that cleans it up really well. Hello, Boo. How are you? Boo's hanging out on the cat tower by the window. But now that I'm walking around, he's walking around also, right, Boo? Here's Stella. Stella's hanging out near the penthouse. She was taking a nap in the penthouse, but when she heard me walking around, she came out and she's just hanging out up here. The reason why she's hanging out up here is because there's Splash. Splash is hanging out on top of the cat tower by an open window. It's a beautiful day today. It's going to be about 50 or 55 degrees out. So I have the window open. We're getting a bunch of fresh air, and Splash is hanging out by it. And here's Simba. Simba's all stretched out on the bed, or he was. He just moved when I put the camera on him. He's been taking a really nice nap in the breeze or in the fresh air. He's been enjoying that. I'm going to go outside and work on cleaning up the patio. There's lots of twigs and leaves and stuff. Now that the snow is almost all melted. There's still some snow outside, but most of it is gone. I would say 90% of the snow is gone. There's still some there though. So I'm going to go outside and clean up the patio for a while. Here's Hydrox. Hydrox has been laying here in the dirt and getting some sun. That's the first crocus of the season. I haven't seen any yet this year. That's the first one. And here's Ditto. Ditto's hanging out on the patio. So when the weather starts warming up and the sun comes out, the shelter that Ditto's been staying in, the custom shelter under the house, this shelter, it gets really hot. So the other day it was 81 degrees inside of it. So right now it's probably pretty hot also. And I don't think Ditto likes it when it's that hot. So he'd rather lay out here in the sun where it's a bit cooler. It's 10:03 a.m. right now, and I'm just about to put some food out for Hydrox and Ditto. And I turned around and I saw Boo smelling Hydrox through the door. So I said, let me grab a camera. When I went outside today, all of the food that I put out for dinner yesterday, there was a big platter of canned food that I put out for dinner. It was all still there. No one ate it. So I threw it out, and they're gonna get some canned food for breakfast today. I completely forgot to defrost raw food, so this morning I took some out for the inside cats. It's still getting warm. It's still slightly frozen, and it's been a few hours. But I'm gonna give a can to Hydrox and Ditto. And they've also had some food out of the automatic feeder, and they've been laying in the sun because it's a beautiful day. It's 10:07 a.m. and I put out 2 plates of food. The exact same food is on both plates, and this is what's going on. Hydrox and Ditto want to eat out of the same plate. I think Hydrox is a little mad that Ditto started eating on the plate. Hydrox can go over and eat from the other plate. Or actually, I could go outside and move the other plate. I just came downstairs to get something, and Stella and Splash were looking at me like they totally just got caught doing something. So I went back upstairs to get the camera, and Stella is very aware of the camera. So the second I turned the camera on, she moved. Because what was going on here is Stella and Splash, they're laying here with all their arms wrapped around each other. And then the two of them were like staring at me like, what are you doing down here? Why are you hissing, Splash? What's the matter, Splashy? What you doing? Did I wake you? How you doing, Splashy? How you doing today? It's a beautiful day. You want to go upstairs? You want to go upstairs and smell the air? It's 4:45 p.m. and I just put some food out for Hydrox and Ditto. This is some homemade raw food, 2 scoops in each plate or bowl. One's a plate, one's a bowl. The minute that I put those plates out, Hydrox, who was laying by the side of the house, went running across the patio, and he signaled for Ditto, and Ditto showed up. So Hydrox, I mean, I don't know what goes on between cats, but literally Hydrox went to tell Ditto that there's food served. How you doing, Ditto? It is 9:25 a.m. and I just opened the window for Simba. It's wide open. There's a screen in it, of course, but he likes to smell the air, and now that the weather's getting warmer, I could open the window a lot more than I was during the winter. During the winter, I was only opening it like an inch or 2 or 3, depending on how cold it was outside. I normally shut the heat off. I would shut the heat off, then I would open the windows for the cats just a little bit to get the air in, and then I would keep it that way until it just got too cold. When it got too cold, then I would say, okay guys, we gotta shut the windows, and I would shut the windows and I would put the heat back on. And now that the weather's warming up, I could open the windows wider and keep the heat off longer, which is nice. So Simba's gonna smell the air for a while. What are you doing, Stella? Are you up to no good? Are you up to no good? Stella says, we don't want to waste time smelling air out of a window. We want to eat breakfast, right, Stella? Yeah, Stella says she wants to eat breakfast. Guess what today is, Stella? Guess what today is, Stella? It's fish day. We're gonna have fish. Yeah, you like fish. It's 9:45 a.m. and this is what's going on with the food that I put out for the raccoons last night. So last night I put out 4 peanut butter sandwiches. There are only 2 left. There were 8 halves. There's only 4. I put out 15 cookies. There's only 7 left, so 8 of them were eaten. And I put out a whole overripe banana, and it looks like maybe a fourth of the banana was eaten. So about half of the food that I put out was eaten. It was not eaten by raccoons. It was eaten by a possum and 2 skunks. The theory was that if you put out food for the raccoons will stay away from the cat's food. Not only did they stay away from the cat's food, but they stayed away from the entire yard yesterday. There was no raccoons on camera, so it'll be interesting to see what will happen today. I'm just going to leave this here right now. It's 9:55 a.m. and I just refilled the water bowl outside. And the inside cats finished their breakfast. They're having some earthborn holistic fish in a can. And I just put out some food for Hydrox and Ditto. And as you just saw, I put out 2 plates of food. And they want to eat on the same plate. Okay, Ditto just moved over to his own plate. Ditto likes to be around Hydrox. And Hydrox looks out for Ditto. So, for example, this morning, Hydrox called for Ditto again when I went outside to fill up the water bowl and to see what was going on with the raccoon table. Hydrox started meowing. And he was not meowing for me, he was meowing for Ditto. And when he does that, he calls Ditto over. And then Ditto shows up and they eat breakfast together. I don't know where Ditto's been hanging out. As the weather gets warmer, he spends less time in the heated shelter. It's 10:08 a.m. and there's Ditto. He's eating some food. And there's Hydrox. He's eating some food. I don't want to disturb them. So I have the door closed. Because Ditto can be a little bit of a show-off when I'm around. Kind of like Boo. This plate of food was finished. And this plate of food was finished. Sounds like Hydrox wants some more food. Let's go check on the other feeder. There's a whole bunch of dry food in the automatic feeder. And here's what's going on with the raccoon food. So most of the cookies have been left here. 2 halves of peanut butter sandwiches have been eaten. So that's a whole sandwich. The banana pieces are still here. And it looks like most of the peeps are still here. I see 4 peeps or 3.5 peeps. The water's really dirty because the raccoons were dunking their food in the water. It's 1 p.m. and look at what's going on here. This is where Hydrox likes to lay, by the side of the house. Look at all these crocuses that have come up. And this is also where Hydrox likes to lay, underneath where the solar panels are. And look, there's more crocuses. It's 1:37 p.m. I just walked into Boo's room. He's taking a bath on his day sofa. He's so funny. He loves this day sofa, right, Boo? I have to put the side of it down for him because then he'll get better sun. Both sides are adjustable, so you can put both sides up and it's a day sofa. And you could put one side down and you have a chase lounge. And you can put both sides down, and then you have a bed. Right, Boo? Boo says, why are you disturbing me? I'm trying to take a bath. Boo, because you look so cute. You look so cute, Boo. This is what's going on with today's wildlife platter. So there's some rocks in the middle to keep it from blowing away. And then starting on the bottom, we have some grape jelly sandwiches. And then we have some peanuts. We have an apple that's cut up. We have a graham cracker. We have a hot dog. And then we have a clementine or a tangerine.
Stella, Splash, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
It's about 9 a.m. Simba was sleeping in this cat bed. He was so cute. But I had to get my camera, which was not too far from where he was sleeping. So he moved. And there's Splash. Splash is sleeping here. Here's Boo Boo sleeping on the bed all night. Good morning, Simba. It's very important to say good morning to your cats. Say good morning to them every morning and say good night to them every night. They like that. And here's Stella. Stella's relaxing on the cat tower and looking out the window at the same time. It's 12:45 right now, and this is what happened to the party platter that was put out for the wildlife last night. So this section had grape jelly sandwiches. Those are all gone. This section had peanuts. Those are all gone. There's just some peanut shells lying around. This section had cut up apples. I would say about half of the apple has been eaten. This section had a graham cracker that was cut into smaller pieces. The graham cracker is gone. This section had hot dogs, and that was the first section to go. The skunks and the possums ate all the hot dogs before the raccoons could even get to them. And then this section had a tangerine that was cut up into segments. So those are still here. So it looks like the wildlife really enjoyed everything. Except for the tangerine. It looks like the majority of the tangerine is still there. And today, this morning, the squirrel was eating the apples. And this is the mess that the raccoons made with the water bowl. So they were eating most of the peanuts, and they kept dipping them in the water and then just like washing their hands and everything in the water. So all this has to be cleaned up today. It's 11 a.m. and let's take a look at what's going on here with the party platter that I put out for the animals last night. So everything was eaten except for the Twizzlers. All the eggs were eaten, the hot dogs were eaten, the graham crackers, the jelly sandwiches, and the peanuts. And here's the water bowl. It looks like it is completely frozen, and everyone was wondering if that was a lid near the water yesterday. It's actually ice. It was a sheet of ice that formed on the water. So hopefully this will defrost in the sun today. If not, I'll just put another bowl out. It's 1:11 p.m. I just walked into this room and look at Boo. He's so cute. You're so cute, Boo. Hello, Boo. How are you? Taking a nap? Okay, you take a nap. I think it's about 4 p.m. right now. Here's Stella and Splash. They're laying on the bed. Stella's using Splash's butt as a pillow. And here's Simba. How you doing, Simba? You're a good boy, Simba. Good morning, Boo. You hanging out with Ditto and Hydrox? There's Ditto and Hydrox. They've been hanging out on the back step for a little while. I just opened the door, so I'm going to put some food together for them. It's very cold out again, so they've been resting in their shelters. Be nice, Ditto. It's 33 degrees out. It is seriously like a winter day today, and it's March 16th, so I'm not happy about this. The weather was starting to warm up nicely, and now we're right back into winter weather. So as long as it doesn't snow, I'll be good if it doesn't snow. So I just fed Hydrox and Ditto 2 plates of food. As you can see, they're sharing 1 plate. There's some homemade raw food. That's the quail food that Boo does not like, and inside cats aren't that crazy about it, so I've been feeding it to Hydrox and Ditto. They like it. And there's also a can of the wholehearted chicken pate, which I make some warm water in. They seem to like their food kind of soupy. Yeah, it was the wholehearted pate, chicken recipe pate in gravy. Hydrox and Ditto love this, and this is from Petco. I think it's like $1.05 a can, so it's fairly reasonable for healthy cat food. It's around 11 a.m. right now, and I'm outside checking on this party platter from last night. So it looks like the carrots were not a big hit with anyone. They're all still here. And also the tomato, there's one piece in the tray, but the rest are just kind of like tossed around. So the wildlife do not like carrots or tomatoes. And this is a brand new heated water bowl. It's really big. I actually got this on super clearance when the local Pet Value pet stores were going out of business. I think I got it like 90% off. I know I got it at least 80% off. It was a massive discount. And even though I had a heated bowl for the cats near the feeder, how could I pass up an opportunity to get another one like super cheap? So I bought it to have as a backup, even though it's bigger than the other one that I have. And now, because the weather is so cold and it's getting below freezing at night, the water bowl that I've had out here has been freezing. So here's the water bowl. I emptied it out, and there's the ice that was in it. So I just took this one out of the garage, and I got an extension cord, and I plugged it in. So I'm going to fill this up, and at least there will be warm, non-frozen water here for the wildlife. And I'm going to clean up this party platter. What I do to clean it up is I filled up a very large pitcher with hot water from inside, and then I rinse the platter off out here. It looks like there's grape jelly all over the place. I was looking on the camera. I was like, what is that dark stuff? What are those dark speckles? Yeah, that's the grape jelly. There was a whole there was a section of nothing but grape jelly, so it looks like it got moved around. Ditto is in his shelter. I can't get a good view of him through the window, but he's in there. And there's Hydrox. Hydrox is in his shelter also. They want to stay warm today. It is so cold out. It feels like it's the middle of January, not March. It's 6:24 p.m. and I just put out some food for Hydrox and Ditto. They're each getting some homemade raw food and some canned food. And Hydrox is eating his, and Ditto's just kind of hanging out right now. Sometimes they like to eat together. Sometimes they wait for one to be finished and then the other one goes. So there's plenty of dry food in the automatic feeder. It just dispensed some food a short while ago. I heard it go off. So there's plenty of food out there for Ditto and for Hydrox. It's 8:52 a.m. Stella and Splash are still in bed. Can you see Splash? He's kind of in a shadow right now. Stella's taking a bath. There's Splash. He must have been up late. Sometimes him and Simba like to run around the house at all hours in the morning. Stella says she's going to sleep in also because it's that kind of day today. It's another cold and gray day. So the best thing to do is just lay in bed all day. It would be nice to do that, but I always have too much work to do. Here's Boo. He's getting a good scratch in on his arch. He loves that arch. Good morning, Boo. How are you? Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. Simba says he's half awake and half sleepy because he's still in bed too. Simba's still in bed too. Simba just told me that he's waiting to see robins. He has not seen any robins yet. So he says it's not springtime yet until he starts seeing robins. No robins, right, Simba? He says he likes to watch the birds in the morning and the squirrels in the morning. That's when they're most active, right? They come around here in the morning and look for food. What are you doing, Boo? Can you sit still, please? Boo! Boo! Boo. Hello, Super Boo. Hello, Super Boo. Super Boo's gonna fly onto the cat tower. Whoop, there he goes. There goes Super Boo. Hello, handsome Boo. Look here. Boo, look here. For breakfast today, the cats are eating on their St. Patrick's Day plates, and they're having homemade raw food mixed in with 2 of the Primal Raw Rabbit Nuggets. They like that combination. They're having 2 bench and field treats on top and a few crunchies. And Simba gets a few dried minnows on his. Okay, everybody, are you ready to eat? Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Simba, that's not yours. This one is yours. There you go, Splash. Where's Boo? There's Boo. Boo wants to eat on the stairs. It's 11:18 a.m. I put out 2 plates of food for Hydrox and Ditto, and they're sharing the same plate again. Looks like Ditto's eating the canned food and Hydrox is eating the raw food. They'll switch off. I'm here with Boo. Hello, Boo. And it is mail time. The cat's got some mail, so let's open it up and let's see what they got. They have a card here. Look how cute. It says, "Little prayer be on your way. Bless good friends on St. Patrick's Day." And look at the little kitten. That's so cute. It says, "To the lucky ferals, sweet and simple blessings to you on this special day. Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto," from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for this adorable card. We hope you had a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Here's another card. Look at this, look. It kind of looks like Splash, doesn't it? Splash is playing the drums. Look at the little hamster playing a guitar. That's so cute. Hope your St. Patrick's Day is sham rockin'. To the lucky ferals for Stella, Boo, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto, from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen. That is such a cute card. And here we have another card. Oh, where's my opener? Where's my opener? Here's my opener. And this says, "I'm lucky to have a friend like you." It's so shiny. I don't know if you could see it, but it's like green foil. So nice. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. It says, "To lucky ferals, don't know if the luck of the Irish is true, but I do know I'm lucky because I know you. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Stella, Boo, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, Ditto," from Eileen. Thank you, Eileen, for this gorgeous card and for this gift card to PetSmart. This will be put to very good use the next time I go there to buy some cat supplies. We hope you had a very wonderful St. Patrick's Day. It is so nice of you to always think of us. And here's another envelope. Let me get my opener. It makes it much quicker and neater. Oh, there's a donation. This says, "Dear Lady Lucky Ferals, thank you for creating your Lucky Ferals live stream channel. It has been such a blessing to me. On December 31st, 2020, I lost my little neighborhood cat friend. The owner was moving and didn't even tell me. Thank goodness for a nosy neighbor who gave me a heads up so I could contact the owner to find out what was going on. I only had 45 minutes to get all of the cat food, treats, bedding, toys, grooming, and first aid supplies together so that my little friend could be looked after and enjoy a proper New Year's celebration. I deeply regret that I missed his favorite wand toy, as I forgot to put it back in place after the last time I played with him. Note to self, that's why everything should be returned to its proper home after you are finished using it. I was in very rough shape, as this was my second cat friend that moved away. Both cats moved in the space of about 6 months. So Hydrox became such a comfort to me. At that time, you only had Hydrox on your live channel. He would just lay there so content and peaceful that it calmed me right down. I can't tell you how impressed I am with your computer skills. You have really upgraded your live stream with the 3 views and your leaderboard. Then to watch Ditto in the cabin and Hydrox in his penthouse gave me such joy. You care for those cats with such tenderness and love. And of course, we can't forget all the other critters you look after. What excitement, Bella, fella with those gorgeous blue eyes, raccoons, possums, and mice. I must confess, I was in great distress when Hydrox took over Ditto's cabin, and I saw Ditto continually trying to get into his place night after night, but Hydrox wouldn't budge. I remember it was cold outside, and I had great concern for Ditto, not knowing if he was having to sleep rough on the streets. I'm certain he had his previous place that he could go to, but it clearly didn't come close to your cabin that he quickly became accustomed to. What a breakthrough today when Ditto finally entered Hydrox's empty plush penthouse suite. Both cats can now be dry and warm and rest in peace and safety. What joy filled my heart. Now I can finally rest. So you see, dear Lady Ferals, how much your work means to me. I'm attempting to downsize so I can move into seniors housing. As I was going through some of my papers, I came across an envelope that had some American money in it. It was my lucky day. I completely forgot that I had it, but I knew exactly what to do with it. Please accept this gift as a token of my appreciation for your live stream channel. Would you kindly put this donation toward your live stream channel? Thank you for all of the hard work that you do in looking after all of your cats, your YouTube channel, and your live stream channel. Lady Ferals, you're very gifted and you simply amaze me. With much love, Trudy. Thank you so much, Trudy, for this really nice letter. I'm so happy that you have been enjoying the live stream channel and that you enjoy watching Hydrox and Ditto and the other critters. I'm very sorry to hear about your cat friends that have moved away. It's always very sad. Maybe you'll make another local cat friend soon. And thank you so much for your donation for the live stream channel. This will be put towards food for Hydrox and Ditto and the other critters that visit the yard. That was very, very nice of you to think of us. And I hope everything is well with you. And good luck on your move into senior housing. And again, thank you so much for this lovely letter. Stella has decided to join us. Here's one more envelope. Look at that, it's a bear. Oh, this one's taped really well. Oh, look. It's a St. Patrick's Day card, and it looks like Splash. Isn't that cute? With the hamster playing the guitar. Inside it says, to Lucky Ferals, hope your St. Patrick's Day is sham rockin'. Stella, Boo, Splash, Hydrox, and Ditto from Eileen. Thank you so much, Eileen, for this adorable card. You thought it was so nice that you sent it twice. I think it's really nice too. Well, what do we have here? What is this? What do we have, Stella? It says Amazon on the box. Ooh, it's an Amazon gift card. It's a $25 Amazon gift card. Thank you so much, Eileen. I've used every Amazon gift card so far because they always come in handy when I need to order something for the cats or something for this channel if I need like a new hard drive or something. So thank you so much. Stella says, thank you, Eileen, and thank you, Trudy. Boo says, thank you, Eileen, and thank you, Trudy. Pom-pom catch. You're not playing? You just want to lay down? Okay, come on. Ready? Ready, Simba? Get the pom-pom. Okay, here's another one. You're being lazy today, huh? Here. Come on. Come on. Let's play. Come on, Stella. Okay, ready? Here we go. Here's another one. You like the red one, Simba. Come on. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.